Cardano has had some incredible growth and it's going to continue. But how about the projects that are starting to build for Cardano? What are they and how can you get involved on the ground floor? Well, I'm glad you asked. In this video, we're going to dissect some of these projects, these early stage projects that are going to be built for Cardano and what their use cases are. So before we go ahead and dive in, just understand that Cardano has seen some incredible growth already since, just a few months back in December where it was just a few pennies, or not even a few pennies, but like 15, 16 cents, whatever it was. And now we're at $1.80, hitting all-time highs. As a matter of fact, I just went ahead and bought more, even though we're at an all-time high. I bought more just to increase my position in Cardano, because I do believe during this particular run, we will see anywhere from a 250 all the way up to like 350 Cardano. And then the next cycle that we have will definitely be hitting like a $7 to $10 Cardano, in my opinion. And there's just so much room for growth here, especially when the mainnet launches. Now let's actually talk about these projects that are getting built on Cardano and why they're important for the ecosystem. Well, the very first one is Cardstarter. Now this is one of the main ones that's extremely well known. Now if you're watching this right now and you see that the price is pretty high, and you'll also notice that if we just go max, you'll see that it's getting pumped. So I would actually wait, and I haven't yet bought in yet. Not until the price comes down, because again, there's a lot of hype around this. There's a lot of people investing. We're going to wait for the price to come down. But what does Cardstarter do? Well, Cardstarter allows investors to basically invest in projects before they become, something real, before there's an actual token. So investors are able to put their money into a particular project, getting that project funded, and essentially, releasing it in milestones. So another project that has done this is TrustSwap, right? And I was very big on TrustSwap. So if we just take a look at swap right over here, you'll be able to see the growth, because again, we're going to take a look at historically what's happened over time with these projects from different chains as well. So we have swap that right back here in 2020 was just at a few cents, then it went to $1, it went ahead and corrected, and now we're sitting at around $3.55, and I do believe this has so much more room for growth. So that's exactly what Cardstarter is. It allows investors to get early access into projects that have yet to be launched, and you'll be able to invest depending on the allocation that you have based on the cards that you have. So if I were to open this up and show you right over here, you're able to see what you get depending on the amount of cards that you hold in your possession. So that's what Cardstarter is, and it's specifically going to be built around the Cardano infrastructure, right? So it's specifically built for Cardano, which is huge. And if you read right up here, the first insured project accelerated for Cardano. So this is going to be massive. We see what happened with TrustSwap, and how it's growing and continues to grow even till this day right now, and the adoption of TrustSwap. So like I said, we can see historically from other chains and other projects built on other chains, we can see exactly what historically they've done, and we can only assume that it'll probably be bigger because the community is way better in Cardano, and there's just a lot more excitement and hype around the mainnet launch and whatnot, and all the smart contracts and other projects being built. There's so many different things that are in its favor just to see even more massive growth than other projects historically. Then we have Occam.fi. So essentially what Occam.fi is it's going to run the DeFi on Cardano. So it's going to literally do everything DeFi related. So right over here, Occam Razor is the first complete launchpad solution for the Cardano ecosystem, accommodating a vast range of fundraising profiles. It'll go ahead and be the key that unlocks the Cardano ecosystem's liquidity as well. So there's so much potential. I would actually recommend you read Occam.fi and what they're trying to accomplish and what they're going to be doing on Cardano once it launches, just so you get a really good understanding of exactly what is going to be built and why you're investing into, or why you would invest into Occam Finance. And just like Cardstarter, I'm gonna wait again for a little dip, and I'm gonna keep dollar cost averaging my way into this because it's still so early. We're going to see just some incredible growth, but not to mention we have to consider the Uniswap fees as well. The Uniswap fees right now are just astronomical. And now for my favorite, okay? This is by far my favorite project that is being built for the Cardano ecosystem. Now, why is this my favorite project and what is it? Well, it's Charlie 3, so C3. So for those of you that know me already, you know I absolutely love oracles, like oracle plays, whether it's Kylan, whether it's Chainlink. I'm a really big believer in oracle plays. So let's just take a look at the grandfather of oracles, so Chainlink. So let's take a look what happened 2 years ago. If we just go max back into 2019, we're looking at around 50 cents, depending when you got in, $2, whatever it is. And 2 years later, now we're sitting at $48, $50. The growth is insane. It's basically the oracle that runs pretty much everything you can possibly imagine. And what Charlie 3 is trying to accomplish is to become Cardano's decentralized oracle. Now, I'm going to make another video separate from this one dissecting Charlie and why it's so powerful and why we are on the ground floor. As a matter of fact, I already, even with the high gas fees on Uniswap, I went ahead and I already allocated some part of my investment that I'm investing into Charlie I already invested already, because I believe that this is going to be massive. Just imagine everything that Charlie's going to be powering, everything in the DeFi sector. It'll be powering, all the yield farms. It'll be powering all the randomization. If there's like gambling sites on Cardano, it literally, the possibilities are literally endless. And now let's break down Charlie's graph over here. As you can see, we've seen incredible growth just in the last 14 days alone. And buy the dips, okay? Buy the dips, dollar cost average your way in, because it's very new. It's going to keep going up. Theoretically, it's going to keep going up. But this is all predicated, all of these projects I'm talking about are all predicated based on the fact that Cardano has a successful launch, now that they're able to go ahead and do what they say they're going to do. Now, I don't think that Cardano is going to fail completely and never launch anything. I actually think that's not the case at all. Something is going to be launched. When it's going to be launched, we still are waiting and we're still anticipating. But because of how strong the community is, once Cardano launches, projects are going to start being built rapidly on the Cardano chain. And that's where Cardstarter, that's where Occam Finance, and that's where Charlie comes into play. These are the foundational projects right now that you can get in on before everything starts building on Cardano, because the projects that are getting built, no matter if it's on DeFi, no matter if it's an IDO, whatever it is, right, is going to need one of these particular projects right now. And we are the early adopters of the foreseeable future, basically. So what I mean by that is we're betting on a successful mainnet launch with the smart contracts, right? So we're betting that the smart contracts get launched very successfully, projects start building on it, and when projects start building, they're going to need the infrastructure, right? So yes, Cardano is the infrastructure to make it all run, but essentially these projects is what's going to kind of like power and be the gears in the machine to make it all run smoothly. So I believe these particular projects, we're looking at we're looking at Cardstarter, we're looking at Occam Finance, and we're also looking at Charlie. These are going to be massive. Now, before I end this off, what I will say is you have to look at other projects like Polygon and Solana that have recently launched, and we see their growth. However, if we look at it through a retrospective lens and we're able to see the bigger picture, there's more anticipation, there's a bigger community, and there's more projects waiting to come to the Cardano ecosystem. So it's inevitably going to be massive. So we're going to see some incredible growth, not just with Cardano, but these projects that are mentioned here. And we can already see what's happening with the growth. Like I said before, when I first started this off, where we were just at 20 cents like 4 or 5 months ago, now we're at $1.80, and we're just breaking higher highs, and it just keeps going. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, you want more Cardano updates, and you want more hidden gem updates like this, and you want me to break down Charlie and these other projects, then go ahead and subscribe with notifications. And there's also a giveaway in the description of 500 USDT to one lucky person. All you have to do is follow the instructions to enter, and that's it. So with that being said, my name is Dan from the Hidden Gem Network, and I'll talk to you very soon.